Every time you type a simple prompt into an artificial intelligence generator, a physical machine somewhere on Earth exhales a cloud of steam. We are told the digital world is weightless, living in a clean, virtual cloud. But the reality is shockingly physical, incredibly hot, and desperately thirsty. Right now, a quiet land grab is happening across the dry expanses of the American West. Tech companies are not buying up farmland, mineral rights, or real estate. They are quietly funding municipal infrastructure to lock down exclusive rights to your sewage. To understand why tech giants are turning to wastewater, we have to look at the brutal physics of computing. Inside these data centers run hundreds of thousands of high-performance graphics processing units. These chips run so hot that traditional air cooling, like the fans in your home computer, is physically incapable of keeping them from melting. Instead, these facilities rely on evaporative cooling. Think of it as a giant, industrial sweat response. The facility pumps millions of gallons of cool water past the hot machinery. As the water absorbs the heat, it evaporates into the atmosphere, leaving the servers cool and dry. But that water is gone, lost to the sky. A single mid-sized data center can easily consume hundreds of thousands of gallons of water every single day just to keep its processors from burning out. For years, tech companies quietly tapped into the same drinking water aquifers that supply local homes and farms. But as the demand for compute power surged, so did their water bills, and local residents started noticing. In water-stressed regions, communities began realizing that their local aquifers were being drained to cool servers located thousands of miles away. Public outrage flared. City councils faced fierce resistance when trying to approve new data center permits. Tech giants quickly realized that relying on public drinking water was a massive public relations and regulatory disaster waiting to happen. They needed a new, politically invisible source of water. This tension highlights a fundamental rule of urban planning. Water in any growing region is a zero-sum game. Academic research into urban expansion shows that when a massive industrial player enters the edge of a city, the balance between agricultural irrigation and municipal drinking water breaks. There is simply not enough freshwater to go around. To survive, cities and industries have to find a way to reuse what they already have. And that is where the most overlooked asset in municipal history comes in. If you walk around modern municipal water facilities, you will occasionally see pipes painted a bright, distinct purple. This is recycled water, also known as gray water or treated municipal wastewater. It is water that has flushed down toilets, drained from washing machines, and run down storm drains. Historically, cities treated this water just enough to safely dump it back into local rivers, or used it for low-grade tasks like watering golf courses. To a tech company, however, this highly treated wastewater is absolute gold. It does not need to be purified to the level of drinking water to cool a server, and using it bypasses the strict environmental regulations that protect drinking water aquifers. The transition to gray water is not just a change in plumbing. It is a massive, quiet restructuring of public infrastructure finance. Building the advanced filtration facilities required to turn raw sewage into high-grade cooling water costs tens of millions of dollars, money that local municipalities often do not have. Tech companies are stepping into the gap. They are offering to fund and build these advanced wastewater treatment plants for local cities. But these are not charitable donations. In exchange for their investment, the tech giants secure exclusive, long-term rights to the treated water, often lasting 30 years or more. On paper, this looks like a perfect win-win. Tech companies get their cooling water, cities get free infrastructure upgrades, and drinking water is preserved. But water is never truly wasted. It is part of a delicate hydrological cycle. Usually, when treated wastewater is released back into a river, it flows downstream to sustain wetlands, recharge aquifers, and supply farmers. When a data center diverts that wastewater and evaporates it into the sky, that water is removed from the local watershed entirely. Downstream ecosystems and agricultural lands are quietly starved of the return flows they have depended on for decades. The physical footprint of artificial intelligence is forcing us to redefine what resources are valuable. The next time you use a digital tool, remember that its existence is tethered to the physical world of pipes, pumps, and water rights. The battle for the future of technology is no longer just about acquiring the fastest chips or the smartest algorithms. It is about who controls the flow of our most basic physical resource. In the age of artificial intelligence, the most critical asset in Silicon Valley is no longer just code. It is water.